Anytime, anywhere. Access inspiration that never switches off. Stuck in traffic? Elevate your mood and own the moment. Just looking busy? Make every second count. Tap into Kingdom content instead. One tap, instant power, real transformation. Download the Elevate TV app now. Exclusively on Google Play.
Elevate TV, advancing Kingdom lifestyle.
Good morning, good day, depending on where you're tuned in from. I think it's not too late to still say Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us this morning on the Thursday Morning Digest. And today I have a special guest in studio who will be talking to us about nutrition, about how we can stop just surviving health-wise to begin to thrive. But before I ask my guests to introduce themselves, I want to just give you a few statistics that I've been able to pick on the internet about the state of nutrition in this country. So first and foremost, we are told that about 26% of children under 5 years old are malnourished in this country. Okay. We are also told that 45% of women aged 20 to 49 are obese. Okay, that means that we have a challenge, and 19% in men, okay, of similar age. That only 5% of adults in this country consume the recommended daily dose of fruits. Can you imagine? 5% out of 55 million people. And then it is said that 42% of women suffer from anemia. These are pregnant women. They suffer from anemia. That means that nutrition is actually one of the major things that we need to continue to discuss, because we must move from just surviving to thriving. So to take us through this very important topic as we look at nutrition from infants up to, the elderly, what do we need to do? And because this is a women's show, we are going to focus a little more on the women. So I want to now introduce my guest so that he can tell you more about himself, and then we can pick up our discussion from there. Karibu sana.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lauren, for having me here.
Karibu.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
My name is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 certified by the Kenya Nutritionist and Dietitian Institute to practice nutrition in Kenya.
Yeah.
I serve in various organizations, but I'll start with my title. I'm a nutrition advocacy strategist.
Okay.
If you look at that word, if you break it down, it's nutrition advocacy strategist. I look at areas in nutrition that needs to be amplified.
Yes.
And then I strategize on how we can make the conversation to be more vibrant across Kenya, across even Africa.
Yes.
I currently serve as a program officer at the Institute for Food Justice and Development. By the word food justice, you can tell we are talking a lot. We are fighting for inequalities within the food system.
Yes.
I also serve as a health advocate, specifically on NCDs, non-communicable diseases, like obesity, diabetes, with the Non-Communicable Diseases Alliance of Kenya. That is the organization that brings together all civil societies within the NCD space. I also serve as a national chair for global health, we call it, it's a UK-based organization, Global Sustainable Futures Network, as the SDG 3, that is good health and well-being advocates in Kenya. Among other organizations that I serve within the nutrition space in Kenya. Yes.
Wow, fantastic.
Awesome.
You should give me just one of the portfolios you hold. But it's good. It's actually very encouraging to see young people championing for nutrition. And I think we chatted a little bit before the show began, and I was asking, what are some of the opportunities that people can take advantage of in the nutrition space? Because I remember growing up and we didn't have as many people talking about nutrition. It was mostly nurses, maybe when you go to hospital, then you're told do this, do that, you know. But outside of those spaces, and maybe just a little in school, your teacher tells you, you know, an apple a day. Yeah. So what are some of the opportunities that perhaps the people listening to can tap into in that space? Yeah.
I appreciate that you know, as a Kenyan, that nutrition is not yet at par with current, maybe knowledge among Kenyan population.
Yes.
You're right. Those are facts, because when you look at awareness in nutrition is quite low in Kenya. And nutrition has not been doing well, fighting for a space. And I think that's why I came in, because I realized people are dying because of preventable diseases that can be just solved by good diet, as simple as that. So we have seen a good trend in how Kenyans are becoming aware of their own health, and they are realizing that diet plays a big role on how they, you know, they manifest in terms of their health if they want to live a healthy life. So people are starting to consult nutritionists. People are starting to get concerned. Who are these who are trained to train or to talk to us about food? So as Kenyans are becoming more aware, there is demand to it. However, we have systemic problems within ourselves as nutritionists, but I think we are solving that as we try to put measures in institutions to a point that we are able to go out to the public with confidence, scientific evidence, and just tell you this is what you're supposed to do, and you listen to us. So there are opportunities, but they are not open, but we are fighting for those opportunities that Kenyans may able to have easy access to nutritionists in maybe some few years to come. But we are doing good compared to
what we were doing before. Wow. All right. Thank you. Thank you to people like you and your teams for making it possible for us to be really aware about our nutrition and why it is important for us to pay attention to it. Now that you talk about the non-communicable diseases and the role that diet plays, I want to just dwell on that a little bit, and then now we'll go into the specifics. But the question that I have is our government, because you are in that space, taking cognizance of the fact that they need to also, the same way they had campaigns, say, for HIV, for TB in the past, you know, and COVID, I mean, it was all over. Is the government realizing that they also need to take nutrition to that level? Because from what you are saying and what I'm picking is that some of the diseases, if only people are aware of nutrition, probably our hospitals, you know, would have fewer customers. That
is what interest to some corporations. So us being sick is an advantage to others, which is not a good thing. NCDs are a big challenge in Kenya. A very big challenge in Kenya. And the government, I believe, is trying. When it comes to NCDs in general. When it comes to nutrition, that is another thing. However, we are trying to ensure that whenever we are talking about these diseases, we do not push diet as an auxiliary causative to NCDs. So you can have forums where we are talking about these diseases, but you cannot maybe get even a nutritionist seated on the panel. So they will focus. The only person who is able to articulate well about nutrition is a nutritionist. Because they have been trained about food from the word go. So when we hold forums, workshops, and meetings about these diseases, and you do not include nutritionists in those forums, somehow the cycle still continues. There will be no concrete progress because the reason NCDs are here in Kenya, actually they are diet-related NCDs. The top ones are diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity. These are diseases that can be solved by diet. And actually they are caused by diet. The major factor that plays into play for somebody to get diabetes, type 2 and all those, is diet. So I think it's a call to the government to strengthen systems in nutrition. You mentioned clearly there are so many campaigns that have been there, TB, HIV and AIDS campaign that have stood on the ground, and malaria is somehow not even recognizable. I believe even nutrition education needs to be strengthened the same, because we have to. It's not, can we do it? It's we have to. As years progress, as more junk food, we call them ultra-processed foods, are dominating our markets, then those diseases have to happen. So if we do not strengthen the food environment in terms of nutrition education and awareness, we are, whatever intervention comes before the nutrition education will not survive quite long. But we have amazing frameworks that are put in place to ensure that, for example, I can mention one, it's called the Kenya Nutrient Profile Model. These are framework that helps to categorize foods based on a certain nutrients of concern. These nutrients of concern are the ones that are read to NCDs now. We have sodium, we have sugar, and then we have fats. So they are checking the products within our market. What are the levels of these nutrients that are contributing to these diseases? So that framework gives us a reference. So I can take a product, for example, a processed product from a company, and just look at the nutrition information. And then I go to the framework. It's called the Kenya Nutrient Profile Model. Then I compare. I see what does the government of Kenya, in terms of the Ministry of Health, and generally according to World Health Organization, recommend the levels in a certain product. So once you see that, you're able to know they have exceeded or they good, and you can recommend that. That builds now to new policies like front of pack nutrition labeling, where you have a label on front of pack, not the back, that says this product is high in sugar, high in salt. These are work in progress. We are working among those who are advocating for that policy in Kenya through Non-Communicable Diseases Alliance of Kenya.
All right. Oh, fantastic. Because I was actually going to ask you if the problem is, maybe not the problem, but one of the contributors is the ultra-processed food. So then what are you doing? But I think you've answered that already. So thank you. We appreciate the efforts. I think it will go a long way in just educating people that, you know, okay, this, take it, but, you know, take it with knowledge that these are the repercussions. So it's great to hear conversations and to have conversations like this where we hear what you and other organizations are doing in that space. Now, I want us to now look at now the nitty-gritties of nutrition.
You just need to breastfeed, consume certain foods. So there's no major difference. You cannot differentiate in terms of your nutrition requirement at such an age. So within that age, to be general, and also that includes young children, infants, nutrition is very important. And there are frameworks called, for example, 1,000 Days of Life framework, nutrition framework on strengthening nutrition within that specific period. That you're able to educate women, pregnant women, not even pregnant. It starts when a woman needs or is planning to get pregnant. It's supposed to be at that point. We usually say when you're about to plan to get pregnant, you need to consult even a nutritionist. Because there are some things you have to, as a woman, your body has to meet certain criteria so that you can get pregnant and have a healthy pregnancy and also a healthy baby. So these 1,000 Days of Life focuses on strengthening how we feed babies. Because the mistake you do in these specific, how do you call it, these stage years, it costs the life of that kid afterwards. So if that young girl, their nutrition is compromised when they are below 2 years old, becomes a big challenge when they grow. This is where we detect even malnutrition. This is where breastfeeding is emphasized. In so much, actually, I'm sure you're aware of various, we have breastfeeding week and all that.
Yes.
Those are some of the measures that are put in place to ensure that at infancy, at that specific stage, children are exposed to good nutrition. This is where you get things to do with severe acute malnutrition. This is where you get moderate acute malnutrition. This is where even mothers compromise the children's health because of feeding them. You say at 6 months is when we introduce foods. We get mothers introducing food even before 6 months. So they're exposed to even unhealthy foods, unsafe foods that compromise their gut, and that child now starts having illnesses from the word go. So a young girl getting illness from the word go means as they develop, there will be issues going forward. So it's a very critical period, and we are trying to ensure that our hospitals are capacitated enough to ensure that whoever visits for nutrition consultation, planning to get pregnant, giving birth, going forward, even feeding the baby complementary feeds.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Women, I hope you're following the discussion this morning. We are talking about nutrition, and not just nutrition, but moving from survival mode to actually thriving, you know, and living a healthy life. So we've seen that you've said the first 1,000 days of life, babies need to be really, really taken care of. And then now from there we have like now the toddler stage and all that. What changes there?
So at that stage the child becomes active, very active. And at this stage is where even brain development occurs. Okay. Organs start forming in, you know, faster. Yes. Because the child is more active. Yes. The child is getting to understand the surroundings. So the child is observing what is happening. Is even trying to talk to you, trying to imitate you. Yeah. So there's something that is so serious at this stage that the toddler, whatever that toddler sees is what the toddler will continue doing. Yes. And this comes even in families when eating. That's why even we have compromised young adolescents when it comes to food preferences. Because whatever they saw, they imitated. Yeah. So if you're a mom seated and you have your kid there and you're eating junk food,
they'll copy.
They always copy. They will actually prefer what the mom is eating. There's a concept where when you feed your baby, they look at your eyes as a mother. Yes. When you hold your baby and feeding your baby, they look at your eyes. They want to learn from you. And also in the past, mothers used to chew first. Yes. That's where we learned to chew. Yeah. Because we could look at our mothers moving their mouth, and then when you give the baby it was, they will be able to, that's growth. So these are massive accelerated growth in the toddler stage. And also the child starts to have food preferences as well. So if the mother is not able to keep up and introduce even good food, because that child does not know about excess sugary foods. Yeah. So the moment you introduce that soda to that kid, it will be addictive because it hits certain levels in the brain that they feel good excessively. They will need that. So ukimletea viazi umebonda na ulikuwa umempea juice, they will not take viazi. They have to seek the same feeling they felt when taking those exaggerated tastes in foods. So it's quite critical at this point because you have to feed your baby good foods at this stage. Yeah. Okay.
You know, you're saying this and I'm just smiling because I realize maybe that's why they were giving us very boring food when we were growing up. And then we have decided, I ate very boring food. My children cannot eat the same boring food I ate, you know. But it's very informative, actually, that we need to give our children food in moderation in terms of avoid extremes in terms of taste. So saltiness, sugar, etc. Yeah? Yes. Okay. Interesting. All right. So now, once we look at the toddlers, the babies, we now move to maybe now the preteens, teens. Yeah. How should we then look at that diet? And I'm asking these questions because I know women are the primary, caregivers in the homes, So how do we then ensure that our teenagers are well nourished and that they're able to grow strong? Yeah.
So this is another phase that is very important.
Yes.
After the 1,000 days of life, the other one is within this teenage and adolescent stage, within that specific stage. So obviously we know the characteristics of adolescence.
Yes.
We know, we were told, organs develop.
Yes.
They become even more active.
Yes.
Energetic.
Yes.
So as they are developing, also accelerated growth in this stage. Now when they are developing, as there is accelerated growth means there is more energy needed. Is protein needed because the body is building up tissues.
Yes.
Fats needed, we need all micronutrients possible. Specifically for women, adolescent stage is where things tend to move, to go against, it becomes a disadvantage.
Okay.
Because if they mess up at this stage of adolescence, girls specifically, there's a high chance they will have issues with their health later on in life.
Okay.
That include iron deficiency, anemia, that is very rampant. I think you mentioned that at the start,
Yes.
the statistics. So it is at this stage that we focus mainly on girls. Yes.
Okay.
And adolescent nutrition is hasn't gotten the traction deserves this time in Kenya. Because obviously the statistics can tell you iron deficiency, anemia is on the high rise. Those statistics are evidence of what is happening. Because if the girls were educated, and see, I think most are in school, colleges, early college and high schools. Those are avenues where they can be educated about food. And how food affects their growth. Hormones are developing. Growth that needs good nutrition in measured growth that needs good nutrition in measures. I think I also feel like adolescent nutrition is lacking. Okay. Very lacking. And we hope that as also such platforms gives us the opportunity to even tell women that if you have an adolescent child at your home, it's important to always learn about nutrition and seek nutrition consultation, especially when they start the menstruation cycle. Yes. Because that's when your child, if is not fed well, they end up getting things to do with fatigue. That child is irritable always, and you're wondering where adolescents are always like this, especially ladies. Because they are not aware that they are low in blood, they have low blood. And once you have issues with anemia, you become restless, fatigued, and stressful as well. Yes, so it's a stage that requires more nutrition strengthening. Okay.
When you mention that, and I'm just thinking about our boarding schools. I went to boarding, I think, for most of my school life. And I think our meals were, it's just the general, of course, mostly non-processed foods. But then I wonder, what is the effect of the nutrition that our children are getting, especially in boarding schools? Yeah. And now that you are in that space,
what are you doing about it?
What are you doing about it?
It's a good question. Yes. It's a question that is not being asked about. Where I work at Institute for Food Justice, we look at the food system. Where we come in as individuals, where these specific environments where nutrition is not emphasized enough. So for example, what we are looking into is schools. First of all is hospitals, hospital diets, they are worst as we speak. Then schools, school meals. They are lacking because of how bland they are. They are stress. They're not attractive, they're not nutrient dense. It's just for survival. Which is not nice.
Like to just fill the stomach and
and you just continue. And when you're in school, you are required a lot of energy because you are studying. Also, they're growing, their brain is developing. So if giving them very almost a whole week, there are schools that do that. it's a challenge because there's no diversity in diet there. Because when you're developing, there's something called dietary diversity. And I think you mentioned from the word go that 90% of Kenyan adults do not consume enough vegetables and fruits. It means there's lacking in nutrient diversity. So it's a problem that has not been solved. And we are trying to advocate that there will be introduction of nutrient dense, maybe vegetables. Most even give cabbages, which are bland, ugali and cabbage. That is not a good diet. If they're able to use available, we have spider plant, a certain traditional plant, vegetable that is high in iron. So if the school is able to look within, the farmers are within, and the products that they are offering, they can be able to procure like those vegetables, very nice vegetables from within the communities they are in, so that they can diversify the diet. So si lazima we have cabbage every meal.
But I think also the other way to look at it, because also I've come to see these traditional vegetables are also quite expensive. I mean, like cabbage is not very difficult to find.
True.
And also in terms of cost, if you're feeding masses, it's easier. But I think it's also in the way the food is prepared, isn't it? Yeah. Because sometimes you can actually just have that cabbage, but the way it is prepared, it's like you are intentioned to to reduce as much nutrients from it as possible. So I think it's a very interesting discussion, and I think we need to pick it up again and just see how do we deal with nutrition, especially in schools, and then now public schools.
I would like to put it in this way. I wonder why they assume investing in nutrition is expensive. Somehow it has been forced to be like that. We are talking about diseases that actually once you get diabetes, if you have rand at home, you have to sell it to manage yourself. If you have kidney disease, you have to do something a harambe at home to address that disease. So investing in nutrition sounds like it's expensive because you don't see the outcomes as immediate as you want. So if schools are able to invest in nutrition for their kids, actually they would get more higher points. Because if you hear a certain school offers dietary diversity, that their plate is nice, as a parent, you have to take your child there. So it's not expensive, and I think that is something we need to demystify, that investing in nutrition is actually an economic advantage. So, and also there's a problem now. The more these foods, for example, junk foods are becoming dominant in the market, the more organic foods are becoming expensive. So you get where the organic thing is getting expensive. Because people are now realizing, okay, these things are destroying us. The ultra-processed foods, the junk foods. Now we need to take organic food, the traditional foods. Now farmers are aware, they're moving from that to, so it becomes expensive. But once you're able to put it out there, I think things we have to realign, and organic becomes quite easy to access. Yes.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, so there we just debunked a myth, in case you missed it, that eating healthy is not expensive compared to what could happen if you don't eat healthy. Okay, so simply put, you are eating death if you don't eat well, isn't it? Yeah. So you better eat well, spend a little more money to eat well, so that you can live a better life, you know, and maybe free from unnecessary medication. So that's the message that we are putting across this morning, and we need to take a break. All right, so as we take a break right about now, I want you to call your friends. We are actually live on Facebook, we are on YouTube. Let them know that there's a very important discussion that is going on right now. Let them join in so that we can have this conversation. And in case you have any questions, please share them, you know, comment, let us know where you're watching us from, and we will be able to get back to you, and my guest in studio will be able to respond to your questions and comments. So we are taking a break, and we will be right back.
A divine appointment is here. Apostle David Juma, together with the Kariobangi North pastors, invites you to the Festival of Hope Crusade.
Hawa ni watumishi wa Mungu, tuwakaribisha katika crusade ya tumaini ambayo inaingia hapa Kariobangi North.
So much excited to invite you to Festival of Hope 2026.
A powerful gathering of worship, the word, healing and salvation.
Come with the blind, come with the lame. We believe the anointing that will operate in that place will heal the sick.
Come, listen to the word of God and receive Jesus.
Mlete wagonjwa, mlete wale waliodhoofika.
Featuring evangelist John 𝗡𝗂𝗏𝗡𝗏 from the Netherlands and other anointed servants of God. Music by Street Praise and All Churches Mass Choir, among others.
Utabarikiwa jinsi hujawahi ona kwa maisha yako.
Welcome all, hata watoto.
This is the time for Kariobangi to heal, to change and to transform.
Come and encounter the Lord in a mighty way.
From Thursday 5th to Sunday 8th February 2026, 4 p.m. daily, plus a special pastors and leaders seminar 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wednesday to Friday. And women and youth meeting on Saturday 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Vijana tukuje to represent God to the fullest.
Come to jinsi ulivyo, God anakuhitaji. Let's attend as we turn this city upside down.
Dini yetu tujitokeze.
Muje muone Mungu akifanya mambo makuu.
Venue Kariobangi North, next to the police station.
Wewe mwenye uko Darfur, Gedhembe, Kanyama, Hillstone,
Korogocho, Bright Industry, Takisama.
Imekaribishwa watu wote wa Nairobi. Karibu kwa hiyo crusade.
Tukutane mahali pale.
Don't miss to come.
Come one, come all.
We'll be happy to have you around.
Na msikose.
Well, welcome back. I can assure you we are having a very robust discussion, both on and off air. So thank you so much for coming to be part of this show and for the insights that you're sharing. Yeah, I think, as I said, we really need to have deeper discussions on this, and so we'll see how that can happen. But I think for our purposes, I think when we're talking now about schools and how we can support our children, especially in schools, I think the question still remains, what can we do, or what can you do? The media, of course, can play its part in creating awareness. I'm sure you are also doing your part, but then how do we synergize so that then we, ensure that our children are not just eating the same, food. I remember when I was much younger in school, and I remember we used to eat like githeri every day. I think 5 days, in 6 days, 6 out of 7, yes. You are sure you are, you're encountering githeri somewhere in your diet, And so we really need to have that. And then, of course, look at the Ministry of Education. I know there's a lot of effort to ensure 100% transition in schools. So we now have actually larger intakes than we used to have. So how do we fit these conversations? I think that's something we'll need to take up. Yes. Okay. Now, I want us now to move to talk about now the older women. So we are done with the teenagers. So after teens, we have the men, we have the women. So we can look at it from the working people. Of course, people are in different industries. So what should they factor in their diets depending on the kind of work that they do?
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this stage, the metabolism slows.
Okay.
We say that the adolescent stage, they are accelerated growth. Their metabolism is on fast pace so that they can grow as time goes by.
Yes.
So for this stage now, almost they have developed.
Yes.
And so the metabolism now starts to slow.
Okay.
They don't need too much energy to work.
Okay.
They just need supplemental micronutrients.
Okay.
That is the diversity. That's where the dietary diversity comes in. We're having to do with proteins being in diet. less of processed foods, especially at this stage. For example, in that case, when the metabolism slows down, when you consume junk food as a woman, you're making it worse actually. Your body starts to replace now that excess sugar to fat. So that's why I think somehow a certain age of women, 25 going up, they tend to have issues with weight. Because as the metabolism slows down and they get hooked with junk food, the body is left in a shock. Because once you expose it to these overly extreme nutrients, like fat, sugar, sodium, the body is unable to process it nicely. So what it does is just, because it's slow, it will have to stop. So you can get already saying, me hata sikulangi vitu mingi, but my weight is always on my
Actually,
neck.
we say you reach an age where you just breathe in and add weight.
you already have excess weight. So it's a concern in that case, because also growing up plays a big role in the specific old age, because when you are young, you are not exposed to sweet things, the good things of life, as they say it. So once you see pizza, you say, I didn't take that when I was a kid. Why should I not take it now? So that kind of ignorance comes into play, because you want to eat well. In quotes, it's not eating well, but you assume you're eating well. Fancy, because you ate the traditional foods when growing up. Now, this is when all the diseases like diabetes comes in nicely. Hapa hazisamehei. Once you get at certain age, when you're age kidogo, it becomes a disaster. Because your body is already compromised in immunity, you're not growing. So your tissues are not much fighting for your immunity. They're just surviving. And I like the way you put it, surviving in a healthy living. So you put your body in a state of surviving. And that's why at this current age is where our moms are facing ulcers, those diseases. They are facing issues to do with weight, diabetes. They start to manifest at that age. So compromising at this age, now getting old to live life, does not give you an opportunity to compromise and consume unhealthy foods. So at this age is quite tricky, because this is when now those diseases start to manifest. For example, if when you are young, you got an accident and you hurt your knee. There's an age now, and you just was treated and everything is fine. At a certain age, when now you're growing, is when you start to feel pain. Start to, if you have started with grandmas, they will tell you, I had this accident in 19. But now is when the pain is starting to show up. But the way we are seeing trends is that these diseases are manifesting quicker than they used in a certain time. So at this, especially at this stage and time in the current world and the current food environment, women cannot compromise. It's a disadvantage for them. It's a disadvantaged state for them, especially in a food environment. It's making things worse. Worse, yes.
Wow, Now, there is this question that I am now hearing a lot more. Who said we should eat 3 times in a day? From a nutrition's perspective, what is your take?
So, that is the standard. And
no, but came from
it came from where?
Because the argument is traditionally, we never used to eat like 3 times a day. It's nowhere, it's not recorded. People would probably take something. Sometimes they would even wake up, go out in the shamba, work. Then now the men have gone to hunt, and then they come with the catch, and then the women now cook, and then everybody eats and people go to sleep. So where did it come from?
So as civilization becomes modern, we have structures. We are forced to adopt routines. We are forced to take up certain patterns. So obvious science must evolve to meet the current demands. People started to go to work in maybe structured times. For example, you can be working here. Traditionally, you used to eat at this time, but now you're working. So they had to form a pattern that everybody has to adopt. So they're evolving. It's not like it's written, somebody came up with, but it's the evolvement.
Practice and culture.
Yes, it starts to adapt. Traditionally, they used to take healthy foods. So if that person took food in the morning, it was heavy food, nice food that would give that person, women energy, especially doing what women were actually more active.
Yes.
Okay, we used to hunt, yes. But when it comes to home
and sit at the gates.
Yes. So women were more prone to be active in traditional, and it's more of modernization that has led to those patterns because of those structures. I don't have reference where somebody sat down and said you should eat 3 times in a day. It's more of distributing these foods to avoid over-consuming.
Okay.
So that, for example, in the current world, if we thought we would eat just in the morning, to be dangerous because you overeat so that you can go around your day. Some people are not active. So for them, overeating even that morning peke yake, or even overeating at night, it's a disaster. So I think science has made it easier for us to know that. Also, when you say 3 times, you divide in calories. For example, as an adult, you're supposed to take 2,000 kilocalories per day. So you divide those kilocalories within 3 meals in a day.
Okay.
So you can take 500 kilocalories in the morning, lunch, and that, but you've taken all meals at the same time.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. So what I hear you to be saying, it's not so much how many times you eat, but, okay, mostly it's the intake, calorie intake, and the energy you require.
Yes.
Okay.
Work, yes.
All right. So let's go back now to these working people. So we've seen women, there's what they need to consider, because perhaps this is also where they are childbearing, this is where they are working, you know. But then now, when we now look at the kind of jobs that people do, they are the sedentary ones who you wake up in the morning, you go, you are seated the whole day, or you're in meetings the whole day. Your movement is very limited. What considerations should they have?
Okay, there was a time I had Nairobi County trying to introduce a policy that there will be no cars within CBD. People will be walking to town.
Yes.
So that it was an aim. I don't know if it is working still. Just the concept of it was to ensure that people who work within urban areas are not sedentary. Because once you sit in the office, you just leave in the evening. You start down for the bigger portion of the day. There's a big concern in sedentary lifestyle in this age, and comes in now because of work. There's less demand in terms of physical activity, which is leading now to obesity, overweight, and obesity, especially for women. It's a big challenge. Physical activity is not well taken care of in Kenya. I think you also mentioned a statistic around that. Kenyans are not active, especially adults, women. And sedentary lifestyle is one of the contributing factors to these diseases, the non-communicable diseases. So we are seeing manifestation of these diseases at the age of 25. You can get somebody with type 2 diabetes, a disease that you would manifest at 50 years, manifesting to a 25-year-old. High blood pressure, and especially the age of 25 and above, it's becoming worse, because this is when we are getting corporate jobs. As a young girl, you know, you can sit at your office, snack during breaks, you know, take even fancy foods. You attend to a fast food company, you're always ordering online to get those fast food, even to your office. So they do not factor that these are calories, these are excess energy that you do not need based on the work you're doing. So this becomes, your body starts to absorb excess sodium, that is salt, they have excess fat. So the lady is just gaining weight, not knowing the weight is coming from the junk food she's consuming, and then the sedentary lifestyle. If you are getting pregnant in the same case, it will be worse, because obese, there's a high chance, there's a correlation between obesity and the child that will be born to be having issues with their metabolism. That's why we bring the case of big babies. Most of them. So obese women tend to have children who tend to have issues with diabetes, children who have diabetes, blood pressure, later on in life.
I think they call it also this gestational diabetes.
Yes, diabetes that comes in. So if you look at that, that's why even weight is also a concern at this stage.
At that stage.
And that's what consulting a nutritionist before trying to get pregnant is quite important.
Okay. Okay.
When you get pregnant when you are thin is another problem. When you're excessively big, that's another disaster. The issue is with the child now. Okay. You're exposing your child to problems later on in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. So we are learning. I hope you are following our discussion this morning. We want to move from survival mode into thriving health-wise. Okay. So we've looked at now women sedentary and all that. Now I want us to move a little bit and look at diets. Yeah, we have so many diets. Some we call high protein, we have keto, you know, we have, in fact, some are like no carbs, you know. So I don't want to go into the nitty-gritties of each, but what would be your take on what is a healthy diet? Especially, okay, let's deal with the person who wants to lose weight. Yeah, what should they consider?
Lorraine, in this stage, specifically that weight issues with women,
yes,
there is money, and money not to nutritionists,
yes,
but
other,
to other
yes,
cheeky people,
yeah,
who take advantage of this desperation.
Yeah.
You have mentioned about diets, many types of diets.
Yes.
There's only one balanced diet that does not have fancy name. That's a balanced diet. The others maybe because of they are curated because of specific conditions.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be administered under supervision. So we bring that concept of fad diets, fake diets, or diets that trendy diets. So somebody decides these weight concerns. They also study science and trends. They know. So in Kenya, women are becoming more cautious about their weight. What can we do about it? So let us develop a diet that we can sell. So they bring fancy name. This is a weight loss diet of something they know how to track words to make it more attractive to a certain age of women. So fad diets are those trendy diets that do not have backing in science. Okay. They are trendy because maybe they have used influencers to push the diet. So women are always influenced, especially in social media. So it's a good market for them. It's not a good market for us as nutritionists. Okay. So for example, when I open my TikTok and try to tell people, eat whole foods, make sure you eat ndoma and all those kind of good foods. Nobody will even, they'll swipe and go to the next video where there's an influencer who is telling them, you can lose weight as quick as possible. Just try this in the morning, take this specialized diet in the morning. So it's a big concern on those specific diets. So basically a balanced diet is a diet that is containing less processed foods. I usually say packaged foods, for example, in Kenya now is a disaster. There's a research, a market analysis that was done in 2024 by an international organization called Access to Nutrition Initiative. They did a market analysis of our products, packaged products in Kenya food. You know what they came up with? 90% of products, packaged food products in Kenya are not healthy in terms of they have excess sugar, salt, and fat, the bad fat, the trans fats. So 90%, that is in 2025. They did that, and that is all that contributed to Kenya now starting to develop frameworks like the Kenya Nutrient Profile Model. And that's why we're even pushing the front of pack. Because you don't know, for example, if you walk now in the supermarket and pick up a packaged product, there's a low chance you get the 10% that is healthy. You just pick the 90% that is unhealthy. So it is within that phase that we say, just consume whole foods that are yet processed. Go take those vegetables. Ensure that you have vegetables in your plate. Every time you take a meal, we usually say that. always have vegetables. Let it be half of your plate.
Okay.
Any type of vegetable, just have it half on your plate. Have fruits as snacks. Take good hydration. You mentioned the statistics that Kenyans are not taking vegetables and fruits. 90% of Kenyan do not consume enough fruits, and then the dietary diversity is a concern. So a balanced diet is a diet that has all the components and not just one. It has the vegetables, specifically emphasizing on vegetables, fruits, and then we're able to go now to carbohydrates that are whole foods, not processed.
Okay.
We have packaged ungas, the white ones. It's a concern, but iko, you cannot fight that. But if you're able to get the grade 3 unga type to be a source of ugari, better.
Okay.
We have now proteins, and that is where you get meat and legumes.
Okay.
So having all that in one plate is what we call balanced diet.
Okay.
Not those exaggerated diets, yes.
Interesting. There's another aspect here that maybe I need you to talk about. They are the trans fats, so we know the trans fats are not good fat at all. But then, so I personally hear about, okay, let's do oils, but which ones? Because I hear, okay, vegetable oils, then again someone is like, you know, where do vegetables give oil, you know? Then you're like, okay, so they say, okay, use animal fat, like lard or something from pork, from, you know, beef, etc., etc. So what is acceptable fat?
So there has been a conversation. US provided a new, we call it a food pyramid, that has the categories of foods based on even the size. The pyramid is like this, so the biggest large part is what you should consume more, or in diverse. As you go up, fats at the top and sugar at the top. And the previous framework discouraged animal fat.
Okay.
The taro, the beef taro, and those. But the current one is saying a different thing.
Okay.
So it has raised question on animal fat.
Okay.
They are saying the reason why there is question because there has been issues specifically on that. I've started in an X space trying to debunk which is which. And science has not yet proven us, given us good evidence. And some more people are sounding conspiracy theorists when they talk because they do not have good science backing about it. So, in as much as vegetable oil is processed oil, is what it is available. The other one has not been supported. The animal sources have not been supported by science.
Okay.
However, they are trying to see to it because of their source of saturated fat. So they want to see to it whether we get science that backs. So I'm not conclusive on whether the animal fat
is
or
good
the processed vegetable oil is good, but moderation matters at this point.
Okay.
You don't overconsume the processed one, the vegetable oil, and you also do not overconsume. So you can try to moderate between the two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, there's something you mentioned about, you know, current policies, and there's something you mentioned, it has now escaped me. The model, I think you called it the nutrition.
The Kenya nutrient profile.
Yeah, model. Kenya nutrient profile, yes. So, in terms of implementation in this country, where are we on that?
You can see I'm
see how
smiling
you're smiling hard.
You and I know implementation is a disaster.
Yeah.
In Kenya, not just in. We have seen that in many frameworks that are already in shelves.
Yeah.
My work also involves in policy advocacy.
Yes.
So I've made policies that would have changed our landscape, not getting.
Yeah.
They might be there, but the weight and dissemination of the information within those policies becomes an issue.
Okay.
However, we are hoping that the current framework, for example, the one mentioned, the Kenya nutrient profile model, we have traction in the best way possible. I made a post and said that these are game changer, that profile model.
Wow.
And it will be a disaster to the food industry if they do not reformulate their products to meet the healthy requirements. If they do not change their reformulations, they have to get out of the market. So these are disaster to them.
Okay.
And definitely, you know, there will be setbacks because of they have to fight back.
Yeah.
So that process of fighting back makes the implementation take a bit more time.
Yeah.
But I think it's good progress, specifically for this framework. There's progress in how it will be implemented.
Yeah.
And then dissemination information to health practitioners, including you as an individual to know that there's a framework that offers references on what a product that is packaged should always have.
Okay.
The other policies that we are working on, that is the front of pack. So the Kenya Nutrient Profile Model is feeding certain policies to come in place. The front of pack, nutrition labeling, marketing restrictions of junk food targeted to children, and taxation of what do you call them, sodas, these sugar sweetened beverages. These are some, that is a framework that is building the basis of those policies. So we are working on that personally, and the organization I serve at, we are working on the front of pack nutrition labeling. That is the Non-Communicable Disease Alliance of Kenya. They are working tirelessly to ensure that once you walk in a supermarket, you look at a product, you see an octagon shaped saying high in sugar, high in salt, and then you just move past because you cannot take something you know it's bad. Another, when it comes to women and policies in that case, we have maternal, infant, and child nutrition policies and frameworks. So this guides nutrition within specific stages of life, from pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, infancy, feeding of those children, adolescence. I think adolescence should be emphasized more, but it's within that framework. Adolescence comes in because you also have adolescent pregnancy, which is not support, which is not nice as we speak. But maybe to those who are unfortunate to do that is still something that can help out. So we have a good framework that is working nicely. The maternal, in fact, and young children nutrition.
Interesting. It's good to get to know these things because I think when you sit where I sit, where there's not so much information reaching me, then you wonder what is happening. Say, what is the government doing? Is there even civil society in those spaces? But yeah, thank you so much for coming, because now you're shedding light on these things. So in terms of the future, what do you propose, or what do you see happening in your space that would then alter the way we live? Because there's a lot of information, of course, you have a lot of data, science backing what you're saying, but then now, going into the future, what do you see?
Awesome. I see it in two ways. Disaster. Yes. So I study a concept known as nutrition transition. This is when countries are developing, they change from their traditional ways of life to modern way of life. Africa is in that stage. Kenya, to be specific,
at the center.
At the center of it. We usually say Kenya is the second country to be westernized after South Africa. So we adopt the Western culture quicker than other African countries. Then I see it from an angle of maybe good nutrition and health, because as we can see also, Kenyans are becoming aware that they require awareness in terms of what they consume on their plate. So that's a two-faced way, and we stand, as nutritionists, we stand in between. Our silence, we either lead to disaster, because you cannot say a doctor can talk about nutrition more than a nutritionist can articulate about nutrition. So nutritionists are at the center of whatever diseases are happening in this country as we speak now. And our silence and lack of vibrancy might cost the country more. So as part of my work and the work of many organizations and spaces like the Union, the Kenya Nutritionists and Dietitians, Kenya Union of Nutritionists and Dietitians is also working to ensure that we have a labor advantage, so that the reason why you're not seeing us means we are not employed. We're not getting job opportunities. We're not getting openings that will help us to speak up.
Yes.
Some of us are doing it out of heart. Because if we relied on systems to absorb us, we will be. So more nutritionists are coming up saying we are not gonna sit down again as Kenyans get sick. So the future is bright on the good point. Let me be positive. Because if we can have voices like me, and I have friends who are talking, sharing a massive information, showing up in forums, workshops, just to mention that nutrition is important in the system. So, and then also the change in diet is becoming a disaster. So let me bring our viewer into perspective on what to expect in years to come if the government does not put in place measures that will protect the food environment. So as I said, I studied the nutrition transition concept, where developing countries adopt westernized culture. So what we adapt their culture in terms of how they live, and in that process we adopt their diet. So there's a diet called the Western diet, or the modern diet. That is the ultra processed foods. That is why you get, if you see so many movies, you don't see them making homemade meals. They order from fast food joints, or they go to hotels. They don't cook at home. That concept sticks to us who are seeing those movies. So your chance of cooking a meal is not supported by your environment. You have to order. We have massive apps that I can order when I'm at home. And I get a good hot you know, steak and this kind of processed foods as well. That trend hides a disaster. You know,
that's coming.
It's coming up as if it's nice, it's convenience. But behind convenience is disaster. And you will pay as an individual.
Because that food is not healthy.
It's not healthy.
You don't know how it's been prepared. Wow, Now, I'm told we really need to wrap up. So unfortunately, viewers, that's all we had time for. But this is a conversation I want us to carry. So we'll explore how we can do that, especially now on what is going on in that space. I think it's a fantastic discussion to continue. So for now, I think we really need to end the show. I don't know if you can give me a parting shot in 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. Just, this is your camera, speak to the viewers for 10 seconds, and then viewers will close the show. We'll end it there because then we don't have time.
So I want to talk to you when you're seated at home. Your health is, your current state of health is a manifestation of what you have been consuming. Your daily eating habits determine your health status. So it's quite important that you take it and you be intentional about your health. And that starts by you being aware and intentional about knowing what to consume. Choose whole foods, choose proteins, choose vegetables and fruits. Be physically active.